Okay, we are back. Just really excited. Hey everyone, it's Allegra Jackson again. Y'all know me, and of course I have another guest. And this one is going to be really cool because, this is really something special to have this conversation. Kenisha, she is someone that I've known for a little while. I was able to really see a little bit of inside of her business, and she's grown like immensely over time. But I really want her to tell you about herself. And what we're going to talk about is just really getting real with yourself. Just having like those real honest conversations. And Kenisha's going to bring it home. So I don't want to elaborate too much on that because y'all know how I do. I'm just here to feature, interview, make sure that we're getting the message about the women behind these brands and, where we get our strength and our power from and all that great stuff. So Kenisha, go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, and then we'll get started with the conversation.
Absolutely. Sis, first and foremost, thank you again for always just putting on for the ladies and having me. I'm really, really excited. I love and support everything that you do. So it's dope that I get to be here. And hey ladies, I hope that you guys are just as excited as I am tonight to have this conversation. It's super necessary, and what better time than now, right at the top of the year. So for those who I don't know, my name is Kenisha Beresford. I go by Kenisha B, and I am the founder, CEO of My Tribe Essentials. And it's a holistic wellness company. My focus is on creating community and products that support the mind, body, and spirit. So anything holistic, I truly believe in it all having to connect to make sense for me. And so I have candle products and teas and oils and incense and all those great things that again just support your overall health. This is one of my candles I had here. I was doing some affirmations with my affirmation deck that I have, and that's my favorite of the candles, so that's the one I was working with today. But outside of My Tribe Essentials, I'm a content creator. My husband and I create some really good content, and I'm also the founder of a consulting firm called Solved for X. And my goal with Solved for X is really to connect the dots and fill in the blanks for small businesses and solo entrepreneurs. And so I'm really here about community. Allegra knows I'm all about the tribe. If I can help somebody else win and bring us together, that is always going to be my goal. And so we were having a conversation a few weeks ago. We were just talking about business and how real it's gotten, and where, the mindset and the shifts and all those things. And she was like, girl, I need you to come talk to the ladies. And so I really, really excited again to be here and be in the space. I feel like I have my background is very diverse and vast. I'm young, but I've lived a long life in the greatest of ways. And so I've done so much under the sun. But in this stage of my life, I'm a consultant. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a content creator, and I'm married, and I'm just chilling.
Okay. Okay, sorry. It was taking me a second to get off mic, y'all. So thank y'all for watching and tuning in. I don't know. Give me some hearts and tell me who you are, because sometimes we can't see on which channel. Gotcha. But I just want to shout Kenisha out because I met through someone else that I knew through someone else that I knew. And when I met Kenisha, like you said, like you were all about the tribe. So the first thing you were just like, okay, sis, like I'm about like whatever it is that we need to do to like see how this business relationship works out. And I was able to get to know Kenisha and really like understand what your brand was about. And I think from the outside looking in, people don't always see that. So it does take a good about, and I know Kenisha, so I was able to get to know who you were, which was a very, like you're very like earthy. And Nisha's type of person where like Thanks. She's a Leo. I think it's a Leo at the same time. So, like you can't mess with her. So I do want to say this too, because building a business, I saw you go through some ups and downs and really overcome, right?
Mm.
And before we talk about, how you keep it real and how you just become very honest with yourself about and flow of it, like this is my life, I have control of it. And congratulations again, y'all, because y'all don't know, like when Kenisha says, yeah, and I'm married and I'm chilling, she's like the person I feel like, where you get married, everything she does, she's like showing the ring, like like I'm married, y'all.
Yep.
But I see your page with your husband. Y'all do a lot of content
Thanks,
creation
sis.
together. I love watching y'all. So, but tell us about your journey. Like how easy
The
was
business
that for you?
easy, girl. I was over here pivoting, okay? And I'll say this, everything in this world is connected. Even if we don't see the connection between it all, it's all connected. And so I truly believe, like, one of my founding principles in life is know thyself, right? And if you have knowledge of yourself, you can navigate whatever instance you're in, whether it's school, work, entrepreneurship, marriage, children. I don't have any yet, so I'm just speaking from like seeing other people. But everything is connected, and so I've done the work to know who I am. And I'm very unapologetic about this. I'm like, who you see me on social media is who I am in real life, is who I am in my fan. Like, this is what you're going to get across the board. And so I've had to face business challenges like the rest of us, because like that's what business is about. It's challenging and it helps you grow. And so the biggest challenge that really tested where I stood in my business was the pandemic, right? Quarantine. Like other people, we really had to put on our thinking caps and do something differently. And so my business started out as an essential oil company, right? I was making oils for travelers because that was what I was doing at the time. I was traveling 4 times a year. I was speaking to organizations internationally, specifically Black women organizations internationally, and I was on the go. And I created a product because I needed it. I was using it for myself, and people were like, "Girl, like we love this. Why don't you sell it?" And I was like, "Okay, like yeah, like I'll do that." And so I started my business 2019 after quitting my full-time job, which was that's a whole nother spiritual journey. But I quit, I started my business, and it took off. It was so good, y'all. Oh my God. It was like stellar. And by the end of 2019, I was featured on Essence's website. My products were featured, and that really did a thing. So 2020 started off amazing for me because I was like, wow, I'm in Essence. Here we go. And then we can't travel because there's a pandemic. And now I've got traveling oils for travelers and nobody that can go outside. So it's like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? So it was really one of those things where how could I have predicted that the world would close when I make a product for people to be outside? Right? That was like literally contradictory. And it was successful. And so here I am dealing with the pandemic, or the beginning of what will be a pandemic, where we didn't know what the hell was going on. So dealing with understanding where we were and keeping my head level set so that I could move through that, I decided, well, if people can't go outside, I clearly need to make something for the house. And that's where the product for the candles were born. I just took my oils from the oil sets and put the scents in candles because we were home and I still wanted people to get the benefits, the holistic experience. I still wanted them to prioritize wellness now more than ever, right? Because who would have known we would have been home for a whole year? And so that was like the biggest challenge. And it caused me to not just pivot in business. I had to pivot. We had to pivot in life, right? Like 2020 was pivot year. And so you just had to move and shift. And I had no idea that pivoting in my business was going to support me pivoting in everything else, but it did. It taught me to be more flexible. And that's something that helps me to this day, where when a challenge is coming, I can't look at it and sit there. They say don't cry over spilt milk. Like the milk spilled. I didn't spill it. I'm not trying to find out who did spill it. I don't care about that. let me just get some more milk. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep the business going. And so it was something where I had to really push myself to be like, okay, girl, what you gonna do? You gonna sit here and cry? Like, nobody wants to buy my oils. Nobody could travel, or are you really down for this business stuff? Because this is the least, right? Like this is a small problem compared to big fish problems. And so if I couldn't navigate that, then how was I really about to be an entrepreneur? But it worked. And here we are 3 years later, still going, still thriving out here, selling candles left and right. And I'm really proud of myself for the struggles that I faced, because again, it teaches me about myself.
When you talk about these struggles, it's funny because we all have them. Like, I mean, everyone is different. I think it's just really going to test you. Like you said, it's going to build you into this person you probably didn't know you were. I want to congratulate you too, because we want to celebrate those wins, right? Even if it was something that happened before, but being able to go from, okay, hey, like I have this idea and someone suggested me to do it. So you took that bold move, which a lot of people don't like to take,
Mm-hmm.
and just, take that leap of faith. And then even with, I know sometimes we go, oh man, I shouldn't have take that leap to leave my job and to do that so suddenly. But I feel you when it comes down to, well, you just have to have a can-do attitude no matter what comes your way. And I
Yeah.
think it also speaks a lot of volumes where a lot of successful people, they tell you to like just burn the boat. Like, why would they say that? Because it just pushes you and it makes you have to make a decision. But I want to
Yeah.
say, for someone who makes candles, and I've seen your candles. Y'all listen.
I
She
appreciate
says
the support.
candles like she says candles like they're just like, how everybody made candles in a pandemic and people were all making candles and it was just like this big thing, like, okay, it's easy, you could just make candles. Well, when I ran into Kenisha's brand, my mouth dropped because I was like, huh? I was like, I've never seen this before. There's a feature on her candle that, do you have it with you?
I need to,
It's a feature on her candle.
it's
That's a
like match.
strike pad, y'all. So she has strike pads on her candles. So you can literally take one of her wood matches that she provides with a hemp
Yep.
rope, and you can just use that and just
It's,
strike it on the side of the candle. Now, when I was like, oh my gosh, like how cute. And I think sometimes we forget, how to differentiate ourselves in the market and how to
mm-hmm.
be different. And that's what I noticed about your candles. I was like, oh, I haven't seen anybody with that. And usually when you see someone that makes something like that, you'll start to see like little baby mimics of it. But I don't see anybody even trying to leap in that direction. Like it's like you made something that people are like, I don't know if I want to touch that. So what was it like for you to come up with these like ideas and to be bold enough to say, yeah, I'm gonna put a strike match on a candle? And like, did somebody suggest that too, or just
No, that
curious?
was that was literally back to that founding principle: know thyself. So I'm from New York, y'all, and I move like a New Yorker. I'm like this is how my brain moves. This is how I talk sometimes. I'm just always about things being convenient for me, because I don't really like, my patience is not always, I don't have time. I'm like a meat and potatoes girl. The sides are nice, but like get to the point, please. Like I just don't. That's how I move. And so when I thought about the candle, I'm like, man, but what if they go to their mama house? Do they got to leave the candle at home? Maybe they need a candle at the mama house too, right? Like I just wanted to create convenience for people. And that was even with the oils. Like my oils all came in travel size. How am I sell oils for people who travel and not bring it in a travel size, right? Like, yeah, they could be bigger, but they're for travel. So they need to be TSA approved. They need to come in packaging that you could take on a plane. So I'm always thinking about like moving with it, because I move a lot. And so me knowing myself and understanding that people, even though they were in their houses, they may want to go downstairs, or they may want to be here, or they may need it, they may need this herbal infusion for their souls in other spaces, instead of having to say, let me wait till I get home. no, girl, bring your matches with you. You could right here, right now, right? And so it was just a convenience thing for me because I was like, dang, this is what I would want. Like, I don't want to have to wait till I get somewhere. I don't want to have to find a lighter. I don't have a lighter in my purse, right? Like, but with the matches, you take it together and it goes where you go. And so it was like the idea that just came on, and I was like, yeah, let's run it. And I still to this day have not seen a brand that does the same thing. So I can't patent it because I didn't create the vessel with it on it, but it is my thing. It's the thing that I do.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know that real is like, wait a minute. So you telling me that they won't let you patent that? That's crazy.
I talked to an attorney, a trademark attorney who
I'm gonna put the link in the chat real quick to my. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
It was having trouble. It said having trouble. Please check my connection. It's bad, y'all. It's so bad. So if you can hear me now, I was just you were saying that you talked to a lawyer. I heard that part.
Mm-hmm. So I talked to a trademark attorney about patenting the vessel with the striker, but because it's something that I put together, like this didn't come made like this. This is something that I took one product and took another product and married them. It's not, the concept is mine, but the design isn't mine. So you can patent design that is original, not something that you created using other things. But I still actually had another conversation with another attorney who told me a workaround that I actually need to get working on with my trademark attorney, because there is something that I could do for concept. So yeah, I'm gonna work with my guy this year to get the concept of that to be patented, because it's smart. I was like, people, why didn't anybody else think of this? I don't even, yeah. Hey.
Hey. So I'm on it, and I've had these candles and just been like, dang, I really have to use it. Like, do I really have to use this candle? And it's really nice. Another thing that I want to highlight too, because something that I think is so, when you have something that's such high quality and so good, I think when people just have to like try it out, use it. And I encourage y'all all, because I put the website, I think that's the right website. I put the website in the chat so y'all can check out the candles. But what I love about it is that, even before I lit some of the candles, I was like smelling them, and I'm a sensory individual. Okay. So I have to like smell and touch it and do stuff with it first, right? So I'm in her candle and I start digging around, and here I am putting candle wax all over my hands, but it's really safe. And I'm very sensitive, like my skin is sensitive. So, I've always loved that about, your brand over, time. I've seen where it really speaks volumes to quality. So you put all this intention and thought and everything into your brand, but there's another thing to it, because you talked about health and wealth and really like being full of like, don't just talk about self-care as in I got to put the candle by the bathtub, but let's talk about like, what are you doing to work on yourself? And you also made affirmation cards, which I do not know where my affirmation cards are, by the way, but could talk about some of your other products and what you made them.
Yeah, I'm hella intentional, and I just want to comment to Holly. It wasn't a lighter, Holly. We were talking about my candle. I'm gonna turn the bright light. Talk about my candle, and it has a striker on the back so that you don't need a lighter, so that you can just use the matches that I sell with the candle that you purchase. If you get this one, I have another size. I don't have it. I don't have it up here, y'all. I'm packing. I'm moving. I'm relocating to Thailand for a little bit, ladies. So my house is in disarray. So I don't have the bigger candles up here right now, but I would show you them. But they both have these strikers on them. And when you purchase the candle, thanks, girl. When you purchase the candle, you get matches with them. And I'm actually going to start selling the matches solo by themselves this year as well, because that's been a request. People are like, can we get more matches? They love the matches. They're really cute. I don't have any upstairs right now, but they're really, really dope. And so I'm a hella intentional in life. Like, I don't move without knowing why I'm moving. I don't like exerting unnecessary energy into things that are not pouring into me or pouring into someone else. And so when I thought about what kind of brand I wanted to create a brand that connected, that made sense, that when people heard about it, they're like, oh my God, that makes sense, right? And so where I came from with the sense and the wellness part of it, especially with this newest collection that I have, it's called the Sage series. And I'll talk about the names of the candles because it's really, really like a dope story that started during the pandemic, really. Like, the pandemic was like life changing. If you sat in it and really did the work, I mean, you didn't come out of it the same, gratefully. And so what happened for me was I wanted a brand that made people feel. I'm a sensory girl as well, but I'm like an experiential sensory person. So for me to remember an experience, I need to remember the smell of it, the feel of it, like what temperature it was. Like, all of that is very important to who I am. And I also have a background in hospitality. I used to manage hotels. And so I'm very aware of how scent tracks to memory, tracks to like whatever emotion you're drawing out of people. And so if you don't know this, or whoever doesn't know this, hotels have specific scents that they use. So like Hilton has a scent, and Hyatt has a scent, and Marriott has a scent that they use in their brands. And it is supposed to invoke emotion. It makes you feel the way that they want you to feel when you walk in there. It's marketing, but it's also psychology, right? And so they use how scent makes people feel to get them to have an experience that they want them to have. And for me, I wanted my candles to have what you call a Proustian moment. And Proustian is a word that I had to learn, but it resonated so well. And Proustian basically is how scent tracks to memory. It is the moment that a scent triggers something that you remember and you pull to the front of your mind from a long time ago. So you could be somewhere and you smell something and you're like, that smells like my grandma's cookies that she made that Christmas when I was 3. Like, that's what it does in the brain. And I've had people smell my candles, especially the old collection, and say, like, this reminds me of this lady literally said to me, it reminded her of, was that, I don't know if it was you, Allegra, but somebody said it reminded her of like getting her hair braided as a kid or something like that. And I was like, girl, I love that. Like, I didn't even, where did that even come from? She was just like, something about this reminds me of getting my hair braided, sitting in between my mom's legs while she did my hair. Was it the Greek? Like, she couldn't remember, but it tracked that for her. And she had her Proustian moment. And that's what I wanted the scents to be able to do. Not just smell good, but make you feel good, make you remember something, or make you create a moment that you'll remember again. And so my candles are meant to invoke Proustian moments. They're meant to make you remember where you were when you lit it, or remember where you were when you used it. And when you couple it with my tea, baby, I got tea, y'all, because I love a good tea. I'm Caribbean. I drink tea all year round. I'll drink 17 cups of tea a day if I could, if it didn't make my, if it didn't mess with the color of your teeth, because everything that you drink does something. So if it didn't mess with my teeth, I would definitely drink tea all day. But when you have a cup of tea and you're sitting there lighting your candle, and you have, these are my affirmation cards, and you have the Hey Friend, Hey affirmation cards, and they're gold, and you're choosing an affirmation, and you're sitting there, and that's how you start your day. And then the affirmation cards, there's 31 of them for a month-long journey. And you sit there every day and you create this ritual around your day. The thing that it does for you, the way that it like transformation is my word of the year. So I'm using it a lot. But the way that the scent with the taste, with the sound transforms your life with a nice foot bath, exactly, like it will do something inside that literally is like I don't even know. It just, like, your life changes and you don't even, you're like, what did I do? Like, I've been doing the same thing. But no, you haven't. You haven't. You lit a candle and it triggered something. You drank a cup of tea and it triggered something else. You spoke positive affirmations out of your mouth and it did something else. And so I'm all about energy. Energetic exchange is very important to me. And so when you buy a candle from me, you feel like you bought it from me. You feel like, oh, I can tell her I love this, or hey, I think she cares about me. Like, I'm the girl that's checking my DMs and responding to the emails and, writing notes on people's orders. I'm that girl. And I want people to always feel good about what they purchase from me. And so I'm intentional in that way because I really believe in what I do and I love people. Like, I really do enjoy people.
Okay, so now that we know like all these amazing things that Kenisha does, because I wanted her to talk about them because there's so many things that I think you're such a creative person. You come up with ideas and you really implement them, try them out. I think it's so bold of you. And it's so funny because I'm thinking about just like how you describe yourself as that person to really be that holistic individual. So when we talk about how you created this intentional brand, right, and you've always been this intentional person, which I think is amazing. Now let's look at how you impact the world too, because people are always watching you. Like that's the key, that's the funny part about it, is that people are always watching you. And I'm sure that you have people come to you and, just go, oh my God, like, how do you get through this? Like, sometimes people will think, oh, well, you started your business and you probably had all this money that you needed to start your business with. So there's so many stories behind this that I feel like we can share. And let's confront that, for us as brands and as business owners, like, what's the real deal behind, starting the business, and how a lot of women in business that I see, right? We're making a lot of excuses like, oh, I don't have the money. Oh, I don't have the time. Oh, I just, I can't right now because I don't have those resources. Did you have moments like that, or was it different for you?
I So I will say never, because this wasn't my first business. Like candles, oils. I'm a life coach. I'm a certified life and business coach, guys. So again, background, like many lives. I've lived many of them. And so I've been an entrepreneur since, I mean, my parents are entrepreneurs. Like, I don't know not doing something, right? I don't know how to not hustle. I don't know that. Um, Even in elementary school, I was hustling candy, chips. In the summertime, we sold ices, right? Like outside of school, like we just like to get it. And my mother was one of those people where she would definitely support our endeavors. So if we're like, Ma, we want to go to, I remember, and I'm like, make a long story short, but we wanted to go to Disney one year, and she's like, cool, like save up your money. And so we used to have those like gallon blue water jugs, and we got allowance. And so however much money we filled it up to throughout the year, when the summer came, that's how much of a summer we would have. So if you didn't do the work and save your money, then you were staying local, right? We didn't go out the state. We was going to the park. We were doing the free activity, like it was very dependent on how entrepreneurial we were throughout the whole entire year, that determined what our summers, our breaks would look like. But we knew we had to get it. Like, we want to go away. We want to go to Florida. We want to do this. We want to do. She's like, cool. I'll help. I'll support. But I'm not doing everything for you, because that's just not how this works. And so from that age, I've been very entrepreneurial. I'm going to figure it out. I got to get it out the mud. I can make excuses, but it's only going to impact me the most, right? Like, y'all don't care about that. Customers don't want to hear that. They don't care. And that is like the realest thing ever. Like, nobody cares about that. And so I did not come with excuses, because we weren't able to just make excuses for things growing up. We just didn't have that. We didn't have that opportunity. And so, yeah, I haven't had money, and I've been out here trying to figure it out, and I had to get it out the mud. And I literally got approved for a micro loan for this year. Like, I've been in business since 2019, getting it by myself, all of my own money into this thing. I had an investor believe in me in the very beginning, and she helped me launch my business. But that was only because I literally spoke just how I'm speaking to y'all, spoke with intention and passion. I was not even coming to her for money. I didn't even know she was going to invest in my business. I was talking to my homegirl on a vacation, and she loved the idea so much that she was like, girl, so how much do you need to get this started? And I was telling her, yeah, that's how it happened. We were getting our pedicure, we were getting foot massages, pedicures, and back massages in Bali. And we were sitting there, we were on a whole retreat. Not even, I was just talking about being a business owner, and I was like, girl, I got this business idea. It's gonna be lit, da 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 da. And she was like, okay, so how much? Like, what do you mean? Let's go. And I was like, are you serious? She was like, yeah, like, I love that for you. Yeah, let's get it. And she gave me money. I paid her all back her money in 6 months. And that's really what it was. And it wasn't like cheap. It wasn't $10,000. I think she may have lent me like 1,500, or, you know, it wasn't anything like, whoa, but it supported me. So I did get it in that way, but it wasn't because I prepped and pitched. Like, I was not trying to pitch her at all. She just really loved the idea and believed in who I was, and was like, go, like, I got some money. Yeah, if you need it, you could use it. And I could have figured it out, like $1,500. Yeah, I could get $1,500, but it definitely helped to pivot my business. And so it wasn't in the beginning that I got that opportunity. It was going into making the candles, going from oils to candles, that she helped with the pivot. But I had already started the business with the oils and everything. And so, again, it's about knowing yourself. Like, I'm not the type of person to make excuses about anything, because who cares? Like, if it's meant for me to do, I got to do it. I have to figure it out. And okay. Did we lose you? Are you there?
It looks like we're back. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah.
Here.
I was, yeah. So I was saying I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And so if I tell the universe I don't have money, the universe is going to prove that I don't have money. That's what it is. If I say I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am happy, I am whole, then I will be wealthy, I will be healthy, I will be happy, I will be whole. It's just what it is. So I don't create circumstances that I don't want to happen. I don't pretend that I'm broke. I don't say that I'm broke. I don't speak. That's just not what I do. So again, people sometimes get caught up in the fact that they are also contributing to their reality. So whatever you think and then you experience, you're not connecting it to your thoughts, but you thought it and then it happened. It didn't happen and then you thought it happened. Like, it's not the other way around. Is that you created the scenario in your head. You may have spoken it out of your mouth, and then it came to fruition and you're like, oh man, like, girl, well, what did you think was gonna happen? The universe heard you. It you know, that's just what it is. And so if we believe in manifestation, and we believe that we are co-creators with the universe, with source, with God, whatever, you know, whoever it is that you speak to, then you have to understand how much power you have here. And if you are on the path that you're supposed to be on, if you're moving with intention and you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing here, the universe will co-create that experience for you. So I'm out here like, I want people to live holistically. I want people to feel good about themselves. I want people to enjoy what they smell when they, and the universe helps me. That's just, you know, I don't even know how else to say it. Like, it helps me do the things that I'm really passionate about doing. Quitting my job, I didn't know how that was going to turn out. Y'all, I came back from vacation and I was like, hey, I really want to work here, but I just need a little bit more time working from home. And they were like, no. And I was like, okay, bye. Because I needed balance. And this was before the pandemic. So I was talking about being more balanced in self-care and self-maintenance and all that stuff in 2019. And they told me, you could work from home 1 day a week, but 2 days a week, you wilding out. And I was like, okay, well, like, my job is really remote. I don't really have to talk to anybody in the office. So why would I, you know? And so I really believe that people don't understand how much power they have. Like, they'll say something like, oh, if I quit my job, how am I gonna pay my rent? Like, why are you worried about that? Save then. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you have save? I'm not saying quit and don't have any plan. I'm saying plan and then still quit. Because if you say to yourself, I'm gonna give myself 6 months, I'm gonna be out of this job. The way that the world works is mind blowing. It is magical. It is like, yo, I could have never believed that this would happen to me. Like, what do you mean? Right? But you have to be very courageous to do things like that. You have to understand the power that you have within you, the power that you have within your words. Like, you have to be really, really confident, because the universe doesn't move with uncertainty. When you are certain about what you want and you are like, I don't care what happens, this is what I am doing, I am committed, I am disciplined, I got this, and you believe in yourself, the universe is like, oh my God, we love that. Yeah, here's opportunity. Here is some more money. Here is some random person that you didn't even think existed. Here is an assistant. That's just, it's like, yeah, we want to help you because it helps the world, right? Like, us living out our dreams raises the energy of the world. It brings people together. It makes people happy. Why wouldn't source, God, creator want us to do that more? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, it don't make no sense.
Well, I mean, I'm in total agreement with you. So here's what I take from this, and this is like, and we're gonna end soon, y'all, because I really want you to grasp what's being said. Kenisha, we talked about bringing an event to the W.I.N community. Y'all know how we do. We not only come on here, we make sure that you have something to munch on a little bit, some information, advice, and maybe a life-changing word. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
And also some connections, amazing individuals. Kenisha is here in Atlanta. She's been someone that I just like, I love so much about the vibe, because you were at Lenox Mall one day and you're like, well, actually, I think a couple times,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, hey, come check me out at Lenox Mall. Right. And we're like, pull up, let's go see Kenisha. And I think it's really important to, as we network, understand how we do that. Right. Like, when you see someone and they're local to you, connect. You never know what relationship is going to be built out of that. And I just want to honor the fact that, you don't just work from an outside perspective, right? You're talking about working from the inside out.
Yeah.
And being real with yourself, right? And I appreciate your story, because sometimes we get really like in our feelings. The one excuse I hate so much now, and I love how you share, I just left my job, but if you do want to leave yours, just prepare, don't complain. I'm like the type of person where if I don't like the job, I'm so out the door. Like, you got about 2 to 3 months of me at that last complaint, because I'm already planning to walk away. And so I really feel like, the empowering part of what you do, because you said you consult people too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna kind of end on this note, because I want to hear what kind of life-changing experiences people have when you get real with them. Like, that's just the truth, because a lot of times we do this is where we're at. We're in excuse land. I think someone said the Lulu land. It's like we're in excuse land, where it's like it's everything else's fault. It's everybody else's fault. Oh, it's the job. It's this, it's that. But really, every time I talk to you, every time we talk, you know what I'm saying? It's about ownership. It's about, no, what are you going to do? So I love that. I love that for us, because we powerful women need that. But what do you say to people when, they're in that space of Delulu land, right? Because some of us have to get out of there, and you are like that get real type, consultant. Like, I'm going to tell you what's real. Do people cry on your lap before they have to like come to like the realization that I'm the problem? Or I'm just saying.
Absolutely. And I'm here for it. I'm an emotional person. I feed, it makes me feel when people feel. I was telling my homegirl last night, she was telling me how proud of herself she was, and I started crying. And I'm like, that makes me so happy to hear someone say that they're proud of themselves. Like, that's not something you hear every day. And it was something that she was really brave to do. And it was so much so that I was like emotional about it, because I'm like, that's dope. Like, yeah, be proud, toot your own horn, go off, go off, go off, because that's the energy that you need to do next level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't play small and want to win big. It don't work like that. You cannot, you just can't. It don't make it doesn't make sense. And so I always introduce myself as a life and business coach. And people don't hear me say business and life coach because I'm not going to help you in business if your life is not right. I just don't do that. I'm not going to help you get more money, get more clients. I'm not going to help you perfect operations because you're not living a life that you love. And I'm not creating terrible business owners. Like, that's not where I stand. I don't care how much money you have. I've quit corporate jobs with paychecks that sustained me when I'm not willing to compromise. And I won't help anybody compromise or conflict themselves. And I don't believe in people who are great business owners but terrible people. Like, that's terrible to me. So when I talk to the people who I consult with, I'm very honest. How y'all see me today is just how I am all over. You follow me on social media, you're gonna be like, oh, that girl is really, you meet me in person, whenever we have our event, you're gonna be like, okay, so this is who she is 100% of the time. And it helps people to be able to come to me and be vulnerable because they know I'm going to give them the truth in the most sincere and loving way, because I still love you, but I need you to understand where you contributed, and I want to hold you accountable for how you can get out of it. So if you're telling me I don't have the money, I'm like, well, money is printed every day. Why can't you just get it? They just print it. It's paper. It's paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean you can't get it? Go get it. Like, it's printed paper. Go get the money.
Girl, you're gonna start a fire if there's people on here in these comments. You're gonna start a fire.
It doesn't make sense to me. You can't get money that they print every day. Why not? Why can't you get it? Because you're telling yourself you can't get it. Yeah, you're not gonna get it. The universe responds to co-creation, but it is what we create first that it responds to. So if you don't have it in your spirit, if you don't have it in your mind, if you are not speaking it, don't expect it. It's crazy. It's like, that's not how that works. And so again, we are all out here being energetic beings. Whether you want to believe it or not, everything is energy. And I believe that what you put out is what you attract. So I wish I had my book here and I'll tell y'all just like a little story to go with this. But I wrote for 7 months. I wrote 7 times for 7 months every night. I am a consultant and I make 6 figures. I am a consultant. And I wrote this when I was literally like trying to find a job, getting married, wanted to be a consultant, didn't know how it was going to come. I just joined a couple of Instagram Facebook groups, joined a couple of like LinkedIn groups, started to like put myself around consultants, like started to read about consultants, and then I wrote it every night. So I was reinforcing to the universe that this is the energy that I'm bringing, because I'm dead ass. I'm going to be a consultant. I'm going to make 6 figures. That's just it. I did not give myself any fluff like, oh, maybe if they give me a little less, or maybe if they, like, I wasn't iffy. I was sure as hell. This is what I'm doing. This is who I'm calling it to myself. I'm calling money to me. I could not have imagined that last year would have been last year, because I reached 6 figures with all of my consulting gigs together, and I became a consultant in 7 months. That is what I'm talking about. Like, you could call it magic. I call it magic because I'm like, how the hell did that just happen? Right? Because it's magical to me. But it's the fact that I held myself accountable. Like, no one's going to turn me into a consultant. No one's going to turn you into a better business owner. What are you willing to commit to being differently? Are you willing to commit to writing something 7 months without even seeing it be possible? Are you willing to join the Facebook groups and be the new girl? Are you willing to come to the events and not know anybody? Are you willing to stop saying, oh, there's nobody to go with me, I don't want to go by myself? Are you like, what are you willing to give to get? And if you're not willing to give, then you ain't gonna get. This is what it is. I don't make the rules here. I just pay attention to them. And so all of these rules are not just business rules, they're life rules, right? Like, you have to give to get in relationships. The reciprocity is like natural law. And so again, I love on people. I tell them the very truth of what it is, and I don't make it's not personal. This is not just about you. We can apply these lessons to different people, different scenarios, different ages, different locations. Like, it's not personal, but it is what it is. And once you take a step back and you're able to say, man, where do I need to grow? What do I need to do to transform my life? What do I need to do to transform my business? How deep am I willing to go within myself to get to know me, or to step out of this so it's not about me? You know, you gotta be able to have those conversations, or have somebody like Allegra who will have those conversations with you till you get to a point where you're like, damn, I really need to change that. And you do it. And that's it.
Wait, it's funny how you said that, have those conversations, because we were just on an interview with Christy Farmer earlier today, and she was saying she had a client for 8 years before she had that realization of like a aha moment. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, and I had that honest, and y'all didn't hear this on the live, but after we ended the live, I told Christy, I said, what are people thinking? Like, we got to be crazy to think that getting on this, hopping on and off these wagons of like, I got to work on my mind, I got to work on this, I got to work, like, it's a constant work. Like, it's not like a start and stop thing.
Yeah, as long as you're alive.
Yeah, so I love what you're doing. And you know, I've been able to, you know, get to know all about everything you do over, you know, the past few years. Now other people can know that. W.I.N community, I just want to say, if you, first of all, if you're not in the Atlanta area, you got to get to know people who know people. Kenisha knows people. She's not talking a lot about these things, but she's been out there in the streets. Okay,
Yeah,
I turn around.
I don't play. I'll be out.
No, let me tell you how. This is not because it comes from her mouth, y'all. This is not because I'm on social media. It's because I'm in the streets, and here I am going to some of these different businesses, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and I look to the side, and it's like, "Oh yeah, we're having an event with Kenisha," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, like what?" Like, you already there. I'm trying to get in there. So, you know, it's all about connections and who you know. And so I'm so proud to know Kenisha. I really love what you do. And also, we're going to be bringing what I would like to call is kind of like something I said before. I was like, it's a sister sash type thing, type atmosphere. But you had something that you know had in that type of realm where everyone, well, it wasn't your event, but you were there as part of it, and I wanted you to bring that same energy to the W.I.N community. So ATL, pull up, because we're going to be bringing something to the community here in ATL, hopefully more towards the spring, because we want to make sure that we can have a set atmosphere. And you heard what Kenisha said when she said she likes to set the atmosphere. And I'm already thinking, like, y'all know, and tell me, like, go look at her website, okay? Y'all go do me a favor, look at her website and tell me which candles we should consider, because I'm thinking like maybe we need to put these candles in our bougie bags for the annual meetup. So tell me which candle y'all like think we should choose, because I'm all about supporting women in business, and especially with Kenisha. She's like the ride or die around here, okay, when it comes to support. So we got to show the love back. But I just want to make sure that, you know, we give them a little bit of peep or sneak peek into what it looks like to have one of these sessions with you. And then I want them to know where to reach out to you now, so that they can, you know, maybe get something going and just get to know more about you and everything that you have going on in the business. So I'll hand it over to you, and then we'll end the live. And y'all make sure y'all take note and start getting ready to connect.
Again, thank you, Allegra, always like showing up and showing out. And when you say support, you mean it, and you put action to word. And I think that is always like my favorite thing about people who keep their word, because you don't have to. And the fact that you prioritize it means a lot to me, somebody who's hella intentional about what they say. So thank you for not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. It's really, really beautiful to see. And I'm always going to support you, because you held me down like no other. And I'm always grateful for that. And so you guys can follow me on social media. It's Kenisha B. I put it for my title on Instagram. And then Kenisha Beresford is my Facebook page. My candles, my business, my Tribe Essentials is everywhere. So I'm on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Etsy. I'm about to be on Amazon. Like, wherever. Just Google My Tribe Essentials with an S at the end, and you'll probably find me somewhere abouts. And so I hope that you guys take some time to like journey with me, vibe out with me. I'm really, really excited to do these because I think that when you're vulnerable with people, people feel okay being vulnerable with you. And I want to get to a point where women feel like, yo, I need to stop making excuses, but I don't know how. Or, hey, I just need somebody to like look at this for me and tell me how I can do something differently because I can't see it. And sometimes we can't. Sometimes we're too in it to be able to see it, right? Can't see the forest from the trees. So I'm gonna help you see the forest, okay? Like pull you on out so you think about this from a macro perspective and not in it and micro and making it personal and attacking and like doing weird things. So we're gonna get that together. But I encourage you to head over to my website, mytribe-essentials.com, and look at my candles. I showed y'all open up, but I really want to show you guys. So this is Clear It Out. And really quickly, I'll just go through them. Clear it out is the first thing. You got to get clear on what you want, on who you are, on where you want to go. If you're not clear, everything is confusion. Okay, that's where it is. So if you got to get clear, and once you clear things out, clear the old out, and figure out where you're going, sit down. This is sit it down. Okay, Clear It Out is a sage
That's
candle.
mine. The sit down one. That's
Yeah.
that's the one for me. Yep.
Is a sage lavender candle, and it helps the body to relax, right? Lavender is a natural relaxant. And then after you sat down, you want to open up. You got to be open, because sometimes we're trying to tell our customers who to be. We're in business for people. We're not in business for ourselves. Listen to your people. Stop listening to yourself. This is not about you. It's about them. So be open, not just to what your customers are saying, but to what the universe is showing you need to do, and stop denying it. Don't be in Delulu, okay? We can do this. And after you are open, tap in. And tap in is open up. I didn't say this, but open up is a sage eucalyptus candle. And tap in is a sage rosemary candle. And tap in is to help you literally tap into creator, source, divine, meditate, however you call it. It don't even matter, because it's all the same energy. But it's supposed to help you realign with your higher self, not the lower self that is battling with ego and it's my business and I don't want and I never, like, girl, don't nobody care. Okay, tap into a higher frequency so that you can win differently. And I will leave it at that. I love this. I'm so grateful. Thank you all for your love and your energy. And I'm really, really excited to meet the ATL ladies whenever we have our sister sesh events.
Yes, ATL is popping. I don't know what y'all doing in the other cities, but we over here just having a good time.
Yeah,
and also, I just want to end with this. Y'all make sure y'all go over there, get yourself some candles, because I know Kenisha has like the 4-pack. I think it's the 4-pack.
Mm-hmm, the same.
Yeah, and I had to grab that the last time I was there, and I was like testing each candle and, just lighting the one. It's hard to light them, y'all, because they're so cute. And, just hearing the method behind why you create the candles and what it really means. I totally agree. I was really with the sit down one because of the color, because of the brown color. And also, you're right. And this is one thing I want to say before we get out of here, because this really resonated with me. When you say you created your candle, first of all, when you said it's for the customer and not us, that's a whole nother conversation we got to have for a whole nother day.
Yeah.
But when you have these scents that give you, and what was the name that you used that makes you
Prussian.
Prussian.
Prustian. Prussian moment. I don't know who coined it. It's like a very old word, but it means to connect scent, to tie scent to memory that you may have long forgotten, but to bring memory to the forefront of your mind using your olfactory system.
I've never heard the word before, but I know what you're talking about. I say this all the time. There's so many times in my life where I'm like, oh my God, that reminds me of like when I was here, or, that reminds me when I walked down. So I love that, because I think that when we talk about scents and all these things like that, that's what makes it different. Because the experience that you're having in that inner work, like, oh, okay, that actually reminds me of a time. And sometimes that could be an empowerment, because when I think back on times where I was young and I was smelling those certain scents, I was a different person. And I'll start to remember who I was even in that moment. So you brought up a whole nother dialogue, but we'll be back, y'all. We'll come back for some more. Make sure you reach out to Kenisha, and also make sure you follow her on all the social media channels. She was not playing. Google her. My Tribe Essentials is everywhere. I have Googled it myself because I had to do some research myself. And y'all, listen, it is like she's everywhere. And also, if you're in Atlanta, just stay tuned for the event that we're going to just kind of bring to the forefront. We do have the Atlanta subgroup. So here in our main group, y'all, shout out to y'all for being here. But if you're here and you're not in our Atlanta subgroup, you know, we partying over there. So I want you to also come over to that side as well. And I'll share this video there as well. But thank you, Kenisha. You were amazing as always today, sis. And we will come back again soon.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Bye, y'all.